Yes, gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to week 3. Fantasy football. The commish coming to you live from Scarborough, Maine. Here we go. Let's get excited. It was a good week 2. A lot of good matchups. JP, it was good doing battle with you. I felt bad. AP smacked his kid around a little bit. Had to be sidelined. I felt the pain. I had him in another league. Tough to replace him. But you still put up quite a few points even without AP. Moving forward, it's not looking good for him though. Probably wouldn't drop him, but you gotta hang on to him for now. The other matchups, good battles all around. I like it. Let's see here. Let's kind of do a little recap. Get my notes here. Let's see. NFL-wise, basically just injuries. You guys got to be hitting the waiver wire. People are dropping left and right, and big names too. People are going down. Even in tonight's games, Julio, Roddy White, a little questionable. AJ Green somehow messed his toe up. We don't really know. That play looked pretty dismal. But a lot of big players are struggling with injuries right now. So get on that waiver wire. Specifically with one of the teams I'm going to talk about in the matchup this week. They're struggling. They need to hit the waiver wire before Sunday or they're going to be hurting unit. Wearing the TM t-shirt today. Was over at Mr. Malik's house for the fight. Was not overly impressed by the fight. I feel like I should give Malik $10 for paying for that because it was pretty terrible actually. Mayweather did what he does. Dances around, landed some punches and whatnot, and it was uneventful. Gerard probably laid some money down on that. Probably the only one that won again. And then, good work on that, Gerard. I appreciate Malik having us over to his house. On that note, about going over to Malik's house and whatnot, you got to call him out a little bit because his wife hosted my wife's baby shower, which I'm very appreciative of. And, they did a little thing and they all made some bibs and whatnot, and it was funny. And then she comes home, and this is the type of shit that I got to deal with. This is what I have when she comes home. I don't know if you all can see that. Let's hold it up there for everyone to see. So someone thought it was real funny to put this on a bib that's supposed to go around the neck of my unborn son. Now, I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was Malik or Malik made somebody do it. But we'll deal with that later, Malik and myself. But moving on a more upbeat note, let's get focused here. Ted, thank you for the photos today about you drinking Bissell Brothers. It's Thursday, so I assumed you were there getting a new shipment. That's just standard procedure for you. Just checking out the pregame here, making sure Julio is going to play. I need to make sure I know what to do with him tonight. But yes, Ted, always good on the picks for the beers. Speaking of beer, let's move on to beer of the week. We got the Patriots mug right here, looking good. Beer this week. Oh yeah, right there. Let's get that up. We got a Harpoon Barrel Series Kettle Cup Citra Victorious. Oh yeah, listen to that. Let's just make sure we can get that on camera a little bit here. Yep, that's what we like to see. Nice dark color. Oh yeah, you can already tell it's going to have some nice citrusy notes. Woo! Not bad. It's got kind of that Harpoon flavor to it. Not quite as citrusy as I guess I thought it was going to be, but, good nonetheless. I wouldn't rush right out and pick it up, spend $6-7 on it, but it's okay. I mean, it's open now, so I'll finish it, but. Okay, so let's get focused. Matchup of the week. Here we go. Two teams struggling. Both 0-2. Need the W this week. Need it in a big way. It's only 13 games in the season for fantasy. You lose today, you got to win 70% of the remainder of the games probably to make the playoffs. I mean, most teams need at least 7 wins to get in the playoffs. So this is a big week. Big week for Mr. Joe Buck yourself, Angels team, and the appropriately, aptly named team, Team Peters. That is his official team name, is Team Peters. So that's what it is. Right now, the way ESPN has it is Angel is a 24-point underdog. And we'll get to that, and that's probably pretty accurate right now. So, quarterbacks. Drew Brees for Angel, Kaepernick for Peters. That's a no-brainer. That goes to Brees right off the bat. He'll probably double up Colin as far as points are concerned. Stat, 2013. Drew Brees at home, fantasy, last year averaged 32.85 points at home. His 8 games on the road, he averaged 17.47 points. He almost, he doubled his points at home. Whereas Drew Brees this week, he's at home for the first time this season. He had 2 road games. So he's going to light it up. He's going to score 25, 30 points easy. I mean, that's just what the facts say. And he's pissed that Cleveland smoked him last week, so he's going to come out firing, and he's going to make it rain. Kaepernick is looking a little shaky this year. He'll probably get you that 16, 17 points, but it's nothing extravagant. So I'm going with Brees. Angel gets the check mark there. Moving down to the running backs, it starts to get ugly pretty quick for Angel. Chris Johnson, no Sean Moreno. Angel, Moreno's out. You need to replace him. Don't pull a Halim. Get an active player in your roster. Over on Peter's team, we got Alfred Morris, and then he's got the backup guy from the Vikings because AP, hit his kid with a stick. So he's out indefinitely at this point. I got to go with Peters, his running backs here. He's got viable, healthy players that are not suspended and not injured in his lineup. Therefore, they're better than Angels automatically. So that goes to Jason. Moving down to the receivers, A.J. Green, he's still got the questionable tag. It's not looking good. I've got him in another league as well, and right now he's on the bench. If he does play, he's not going to be a full strength, and I would probably get somebody else in there. Antonio Brown's going to be a nice player this week. I think that kind of saves you a little bit with the receivers. Jason's got Dez and Cruz. Dez will have a nice game, 15, 16 points, I think, him and Romo, as long as Romo can get out there. He's always being a pussy, whining about his back. But as long as he can get out there, he's going to throw it to Dez. Dez is good for a touchdown, 60, 70 yards. Cruz, he's a little hit or miss. He's got, a little whiny Eli Manning throwing him the ball. So I wouldn't expect much, maybe 8 points out of Victor Cruz this week. Tight ends, a little bit of a toss-up. Maybe Vernon Davis, if he plays, he's got the questionable tag right now. A better play than Martellus Bennett. Although Cutler, I think, is going to start turning it around a little bit and really finding people. That was a nice comeback he had last week. 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Moving down, we got our flex spots. Mike Wallace for Angel, Jennings for Jason. That's probably a little bit of a toss-up. I had Wallace with 10 points, Jennings with 9. I think that's pretty close. Defenses, Seahawks and Colts. Seahawks with negative fantasy points for the first time in, I think, what did they say, 14, 15 games? It's been a long time since they had negative fantasy points. No, it's got to be more than 16 because they were good last year. Colts going against the Jags. Jags are terrible. The Colts will do well. The Seahawks, I think Denver's going to score on them more than in the Super Bowl. Peyton's pissed, and he's going to air it out. The Thomas boys. Welker is going to be back if he can stay on the field and isn't running around in a fog. So that'll probably be close. I still think Seattle gets a little bit more points than the Colts. Kickers, Angels got the Saints kicker. Saints are going to run up the score on the Vikings, so I expect him to have a better day than the Seattle kicker. Seattle's kicker will probably get more just extra points, but I think the Saints are going to have so many offensive possessions, he'll get some more field goals. So let's see here. So Angels team, tons of injuries on there. His bench is reminiscent of Ted's bench last week, which means it's miserable. And you got to hit that waiver wire to get some other people in there in case people, are injured or not going to play. Right now, ESPN, like I said, has got Jason favored by about 24 points. I think it's like 105 to 84, somewhere in that vicinity. Excuse me, let me just, a little parched. I'm going to go, I think Brees is going to be the only thing that's going to keep this close for Angel. I'm going to go right now as it stands with their lineups. 95-88, Jason is going to get the W. He's going to go to 1-2. Angel's going to fall to 0-3. He's going to be upset. He's probably going to hit somebody. He's probably going to kill him. And that's just how it's going to go down there in Arizona or Dallas or wherever he is right now. Yeah, so that's what I got for the matchup. I'm going to get some new picks up there on the boards for you guys. The theme for this week is, you know, girls that I feel like Angel would go after as far as that type of thing is concerned. So you let me know what you think. Post something on the message boards, and we'll get it going. So that is all I've got for you this week, boys. Enjoy the game tonight. Things are looking good. Roddy White, breaking news, 8:11 p.m., Roddy White inactive. Get him out of the lineup ASAP. By the time this video is posted, the game's probably already started and you're screwed. But if you see it before, get him out of your lineup. And Gerald McCoy, no one knows who he is, but he's not playing tonight either. Excellent, gentlemen. See you on the message boards. Enjoy the games this weekend, and I will see you next week. Cheers.